What up, folks? Graphics Rogue here, back with another Rome 2 online battle. This time I'm playing as Galatia, and I am playing against the Suebi. Galatia, I am having a newfound interest in these guys because I've been looking at the roster more. They got these cool mercenary Syrian archers. I don't think they had those before. I was never really interested in them before, but I'm starting to realize the merits in Galatia. These Galatian warriors are pretty beastly. They got 40 melee attack, 75 armor. They're not amazing, but they're good. Now they got these good Galatian spears. They're decent. They're decent for the price. And they've got cavalry counter tactics, which can be very helpful. But they also got these Galatian raiders, and more and more, I am learning the benefits of skirmish cavalry. Skirmish cavalry can be very, very beneficial, especially when fighting other cavalry units, other melee cavalry units. They can pretty much melt other melee cavalry units, and especially these Galatian raiders. These Galatian raiders are way better than regular skirmish cav because they've got some decent melee attack and melee defense and some charge bonus. They are fucking beastly, actually. Compared to these, I brought a unit of mercenary horse skirmishers because they have much better missile damage. So I thought I could use them in some ways. But it makes me think that maybe I should have just brought another Galatian raider because their missile damage is only a little bit more, and the Galatian raider is better in so many other ways. So I am learning more and more the benefits of Galatian raiders and skirmish cav in general. I got some noble horse over here. Noble horse are always beastly. They are a fantastic unit. I brought just a big line of Galatian swordsmen, Galatian legionnaires, and Galatian spears. My enemy brought a similar army to what I usually bring. He brought a lot of Kimby bowwomen. He brought some berserkers and some hex bearers and some spear brothers, and he's got a lot of riders of the hunt, as well as some Germanic scout cavalry. He's got a good contingent of cavalry. Pretty damn good contingent. But he's also got a lot of these round shield swordsmen, and he's got one general unit somewhere as a swordmaster. The thing, it's a pretty similar build to what I would often bring, but except he brought a lot of these round shields coming with experience. He spent a lot of money putting experience on these round shields. I would have spent that money on bringing another swordmaster, one or two more swordmasters. But he decided to go numbers heavy with his cavalry instead of bringing any swordmasters. He tried to experience up his round shields, and that brought their attack and their melee defense up an alright amount. I wish I could see where his swordmasters is so I can compare the attacks. It must be hidden somewhere. In any case, the battle is starting up. We are beginning our maneuvers. I'm sending out some of my missile units backed up on my noble horse on the left flank over here. I've got my Galatian raiders on the right flank holding down the fort, trying to watch what he's doing. So let's move our guys ahead in full motion. I'm sending some of my mercenary archer guys to the right over here to pay attention to his cavalry and his raiders. I forget what his raiders are called. Germanic scout riders. I want to keep archers, keep an eye on his cavalry with my archers for the most part. That's where I'm going to use the most of my archer skill on. I'm going to use them mostly on his cavalrymen, because if I can destroy these cavalry in the end, I think I can pull it out. His round shield swordsmen have better attack than my Galatian legionnaires, but let's look if yeah, my armor is way, way, way better than his. And plus I think I brought more. I may have brought a little bit more infantry. He's trying to drive off some of my Galatian raiders, but am I laying some shots off? Yeah, I'm laying some shots off. And already we are getting some kills on these Germanic scout riders. Not nearly enough in my opinion, but we are getting some kills, and as they try to drive off my skirmish cav, we are just throwing missiles, we're just throwing jabs right back at them. We are getting some slaughtering kills on them. We got over here, oh, let me look at them now. 43 melee, 80. With these experience point stuff, they actually have more melee attack than these swordmasters now, which have no experience on them. We sent ahead our raiders over here to see what we can do, but one of our guys got caught up on all that cavalry. And over here, they're just gonna get messed up. I think I tried to pull them back. Yeah, I'm trying to pull them back. Trying to get them out of this devastating fight. I'm trying to pull these guys back because I saw they had on an Aerial Vistas ability, and I didn't want to be charged. That's why I was pulling back this main line of Galatian Legionnaires. And over here, I'm leading his Germanic Scout Riders on a big wild goose chase, but I see the danger. I see where he's in. He's boxed up, and I'm going to send my Noble Horse out that way. Going to send my Raiders out that way. I'm going to send my other Galatian horse skirmishers out that way, and we're going to box these guys in. And if I can just box them in, slaughter them. I didn't mean to stop there. I wanted to attack them in a melee attack. But we're going to box those guys in and hopefully destroy them. We're pulling these guys out the best we can. These are enemy units now. He must have caught one of my other skirmish units, but we're pulling these guys back, trying to get them in a better position. He's trying to sneak in here, try to get into my mercenary Syrian archers. I do not want that to happen, so I'm going to move up my spears, try to knock these guys out of the game, out of the park once and for all. He is being hesitant with his infantry units, and that is understandable. But we are starting to rout some of his Germanic Scout Riders. Our horse skirmishers are just... We got them surrounded, and we are slaughtering them pretty good. Are these guys attacking? They need to be attacking. I wasn't paying that much attention. I should have been paying more attention. But we are sending these noble riders out to maybe get a big swing on the back of these Kimby bowwomen. Maybe, hopefully. But the battle has commenced. He has slammed in his mighty round shield swordsman into my guys, and that is the big blob of battle is happening now. I'm starting to swing around some of these Galatian Legionnaires, maybe get a nice flanking shot. Gonna try to send in my Galatian spears to hold down the fort against these cavalry units to make sure they don't try to swing around and smack into the backs of my units. Is he? Yeah, we got some fire arrows coming down on us. He's got a war cry. He's trying to rout us. He's trying to chain rout us. That's exactly what he's trying to do. But he's actually routing more of his guys than he is mine. My guys are holding tough. We've got ourselves a big delicious chain rout going of our own. He is giving more deficit to his own guys by putting that fire arrows on and all that anti-morale stuff than he is mine. He was trying to chain rout my guys, but my guys were bolstered by our flanking attack in the backs here and our just overall good morale having guys. We have been slaughtering so many of these guys, and now we're sending in our Galatian raiders to try to smash in at every point we can, just destroy these Kimby bowwomen. We have surrounded and completely collapsed his main line. His round shield swordsman could not take the beating from my devastating guys. And his own fear attacks from his archers, his whistling shot and his fire arrows just worked against him. You got to be careful when you're using fire arrows to try to rout enemy units, because they're usually going to attach your guys too. So you got to make sure your guys have morale to withstand that fire arrow penalty, because it will hit them too as well as the enemy. And in this case, it affected the enemy far more than it did my guys. And so many of his guys are now routing. They're routing. They might come back, but I'm not sure. Over here, we are just these Kimby bowwomen. They're not going to last forever against these Galatian raiders, even though they have spears. They could actually do good against Galatian raiders. They actually might beat them. Never mind. It's very possible they'll beat them. I think I'm attacking these mercenary Syrians at these Kimby bowwomen, and I'm probably killing more and more of my Galatian raiders. So at the end of the day, these Kimby bowwomen will beat the raiders, but they're not going to last forever. We're just completely surrounding what's left of the Suebi. It's a slobber knocker. There's a slobber knocker over. Oh man, Jane is a slobber knocker. Oh, they are routed. These swordmasters are beasts, but they cannot take all those raiders coming around and slaughtering them. I think I laid down some whistling shot on them just to try to take them out once and for all, and we have slaughtered the main line of the Suebi. They are done. We have destroyed them, and now the remnants of the Suebi are now running off into different directions. Some of them routing, some of them not. But in the end, In the end, it didn't even matter because they all routed because of army losses. In the end, and we did it, bought, we got them all good out. We got it good over here. We kicked some major ass. We got a damn good amount of slaughtering going. Did we not lose a single Syrian archer? No, we did not. I really like the Galatians. The Galatians are a pretty beastly faction, if you ask me. They have a lot of good units that can do a lot of good. These, together with these Syrian archers and these Galatian raiders and these Galatian legionaries, all pretty much cheap units, good units for the cost, and decent spears with cavalry counterattacks. They're a very, very good faction. I like them a whole hell of a lot. And of course, these noble horse, devastating cavalry as they are the MVP of this battle. 236 kills. These hex bearers only got 4 kills. These hex bearers are not very good units. Their fear ability is good, but other than that, they're just not a very good unit at all. They're a very low grade berserker unit. I would rather just spend the money and bring berserkers. Hex bearers, their curse ability is good, but the unit themselves is just garbage. Pretty much garbage. When you could be bringing something else that's far more useful. He brought all these riders of the hunt. Usually, what I would do is I would bring one noble horse to back up all the weak cavalry. Bring a bunch of weak cavalry, but bring at least one noble horse to back it up. And he should have brought 1 or 2 more swordmasters instead of putting all those experience points on these round shields. The round shields would have been better off just holding the line a little bit more until you can get some flanking shots with your cavalry, maybe. I don't know. I feel he didn't bring enough elite units, and he tried to bring... I don't like putting experience points on units. I only do that when I'm done with the army, and I see I have a few extra money I can put in. A few extra denarii, so I just put it into experience here and there if I can. But I don't really usually worry about putting experience units on... experience points, chevrons, on my units. I just try to go as is. Yeah, those round shields didn't get nearly enough kills as they should have, really. They should have got more. Anyway, yeah, these scout riders too, they should have got way more kills. They got very few kills for what they did. For what they are. Scout riders can accomplish far more, and they should have, really. You should have been sending the scout riders, maybe, at these noble horse. Maybe kill some more of them off. Anyways, that was a fine battle against a fine opponent. Gogoots und Uta! I'm your graphics rogue, and I will see you next time. Peace.